I'm losing people. So we go back to, going to ask you, divide you into groups. And while you're in these groups doing this activity, I'm going to just take individuals out and ask them to translate a sentence from Greek into English. That's all. It's very short. It's one oral question in the major quiz. I like to give oral questions. In order to do so, I need to see you video just for a very brief time if you have problems with video connections. And just look at the question. I will hold it up for you. Hopefully you can see it, and ask you to translate that question or that sentence, a very short sentence, usually 6 Greek words. Now I'm going to explain what everyone's going to be doing while I'm asking each individual that question. You'll be in 3 different groups. Chopped is a program that my wife likes to watch on television here in America. It's basically, it works like this, and that's why I have a chef there smelling the pot of whatever he is cooking. What they do is they give the people on the show, they give them different foods, like they might give them rice, and they might give them chicken, and they might give them, they would give them some vegetables. Sometimes they give them very exotic things like lobster or a fruit cake, or just very strange things, and tell them they have to use all of these in making one meal. Now we're going to not to do that with food, obviously. We're going to do the same thing with sentences. I'm going to give you words, and in your group you have to make a sentence that is correct, correct Greek grammar, and it must include all the words that are on your page, on your slide. You can add words, just like the people on the program can add salt and pepper, or even cream or milk or anything. They can add anything, but they have to use what is there. So the same rules apply. So you make a good sentence in Greek using words that are given to you. Let me go over the rules. I think I forgot that I wrote them down here. You must use all the words, whether English or Greek. Some words are in English, some words are in Greek, but you have to use all of those words. And you have to put them all into Greek. Some of them are already in Greek, some of them are in English, and you can change the words unless, for example, I give you the word douloi, and that means that you have to use the plural of doulos. You can't use the singular. If I give you douloi, then you have to use it as the way it is there. If I give you a noun with the article, tai daimonion, the demon, then you have to have the article in your sentence if you have it in that way in the words. So however the words are given to you, you can add words. You can add the article to a noun if there's no article and you want to add it. But if the article is there, in other words, it's like giving you a lemon, you have to take the lemon and use it. You have to take that word and use it. So we're not cooking, we're making sentences instead of cooking. Your sentence must be all in Greek, whether the words I give to you are in English or Greek. You can change the person and number of the verb. as needed, but every sentence will have at least one verb. Sometimes two, but usually just one. You can use singular or plural nouns if their endings are correct in the sentence. You can add as many words of your own as you wish, but you must include all of the words in the list. And if, again, if you have the article with a noun, you have to include the article in your sentence. If you don't have the article with your noun, you can include it if you want to. Basically, what this means is you have to take the words that are there, all of them that are there, and make a Greek sentence that is correct grammar and makes sense. It cannot be a nonsensical sentence. It doesn't mean anything. Obviously, we don't have very complex sentences yet, but you must include all the words in the list. And the first group that's finished with the sentence wins. So I'll be checking each group and see how far along you are. If you finish, then I'll give you another set of words to use. I hope that that's understandable. And so I'm going, if you check the list, you have the 3 lists of words quickly. This was what the first group will look like: Jesus, Horisko, brother, children, temple, Kai, and N. Some words are in Greek, some words are in English. You take all of these words and you make a sentence in Greek out of them. The same thing for group 2. You have to take ha iones, and you have to take books and all of the words that are here and make them into one Greek sentence. And here in group 3, you have less words, but you have to make them into a Greek sentence. I also have a 4th group if I need it. I have more, but right now I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to break you into groups. And I hope that you have the pages in WhatsApp. You should be able to see them. Let's see. In a PDF form. At least one person in your group hopefully will be able to see the words that are on the page. Group 1, if you're in group 1, you do the first slide. If you're in group 2, you do the second slide. If you're in group 3, you do the third slide. I will check each group just to make sure how we're doing. And right now I'm going to create 3 rooms, and you need to work together in order to make the sentences. Okay. So we have several, but I'm going to be taking different ones out. So join your room. Let's see. First, I should say Biptas, John Samuel, Joshna, Ma. I'm not sure who Ma is. Rafakat. You are in group 1, so please take the first slide with the words. Let's see. It is the slide that has Jesus, Horisko, brother, children, temple, Kai. Well, it has a number at the top. It has the number 1, that group. So group 1 is Biptas, John Samuel, Joshna, Ma, and Rafakat. If you take group 1 and make a sentence, group 2 is Ashfaq, Ijaz, Irfan, Shahrun James, and Shazib. If you would take Shazib, if you would take, please, group the second group and make a sentence from it in Greek. And the third group is Hans Kaiser, Navid, Shabazz, and Shervon, Asher, if you would please take the third group, and I will be asking you in the groups, going through the groups and finding out how fast you're going. So I'm opening all the rooms, asking you to go there, and I will be taking different ones out, and sorry, I just realized I need 4 rooms. So I closed all the rooms, and whoops. No, it didn't work. The rooms are all going to close, and I realized I needed 4 rooms. I need a room for the quiz. So to ask the question. So the rooms are going to close in a few seconds. Everyone's going to come out. Yeah, sorry. I'm waiting for Ijaz and Irfan. They're still in group 2. They don't know that the room is going to close. It takes 60 seconds for rooms to close once I've opened them. So I have to wait for the groups to open. Okay, everyone should be back now. Sorry, I didn't realize that I realized I need, no, you couldn't join group 3 because I need 4 groups. I need one where I can give the quiz. And so our teaching assistant is joining us. That will be helpful. And so now I'm going to make 4 groups instead of 3. But a 4th group is for actually 5 groups because the teaching assistant is helping me. But everyone will be assigned to group 1, 2, or 3. Now, now that I've done this, I'm experimenting. This is the first time I've tried it this way. You will be in a different, you may be in a different group, 1, 2, or 3 than you were before. But whatever group you're in, if you're in group 1, you work on sentence 1. If you're in group 2, you work on sentence 2. I'll send a message out to make sure that you know which one is the one that you should be working on. And in group 4 and 5, the teaching assistant, Masood, and I will be asking individual questions. So I will take you out of your group and move you to that group when I need you. Now, let's see. Options. I'm not sure which group you were in before. Let's see. Okay, you're in different groups than you were before. So Biptas, Ijaz, Shabazz, Shazib, and Shervon are in group 1. Ashfaq, Irfan, Joshna, and Rafakat are in group 2. Aris, John, Navid, and Sharon James are in group 3. So choose the slide with the sentence that you need to make into a Greek sentence. So you need to click on the link now and join your group. And
Hello, sir.
yes.
Do we need to send them questions or just we need to ask orally?
I think we just asked them orally. I'm going to show it to them, the page. I
Or
hope like
yeah,
this.
but I have an idea. We can send them this paper, the file that you have sent me. Then we can tell them the number 1, number 2. They can translate. The only one.
Okay, I can do that. Greek 1.
What do you think?
Yeah, let's see.
Hello.
Masood, yes. Okay, I'm sending them the paper.
Just send them in the group. Yeah. And how many groups we have? 5 or 4?
We have 3 groups, and
3 groups.
I thought I have 2 groups that are
Yeah.
group
And
4 and
I will
5
go
are
into,
empty.
we will go into groups, and we ask one person. Just we will tell them. We will tell
Right.
him the number, like 1 or 2. He will
Okay,
translate,
right.
and he has
You
already
can
the paper.
and you can
So that's
take
fine.
the same ones. It doesn't matter, I think. But I'm going to start on page 2. If you want to
Yeah.
start on.
I'm going to the group.
Okay.
Group 4. I'm going to group 4.
Right. And you need to take someone there. I'm going to take Bibtas first. I'll move to group 5. Start the recording again and bring them out of the groups and share the screen.
Sir, we are in room 5.
Now all the groups. Okay. Okay, we had these words. And just a moment, I want to get for the group 1. And so I want to find out the sentence that you did. So I think everyone has finished at least one sentence. So let's see how well you did. And you had group 1, you had these words, Ha Jesus, Eurisco, brother, children, plural of children, temple, kai, and in. So you had to include these words And
Yes.
so now I'm going to stop sharing and we'll look at the whiteboard.
Yes, sir.
Group one, tell me the sentence you made from this list.
Ho Jesus
O Jesus
Kai
Kai
Adolphus Adolphus Hariskosin.
Juris Usin.
Yes.
Pedia in Heron.
Sorry, the rest.
Padia
Pedia in Heron.
In
Heron.
he, er,
Heron.
okay, that would be a mistake.
Oh.
You would have to have the ending hero, because we have the preposition in, and in must always have the dative case after it. This is a preposition, only takes the dative case. There's no preposition that takes the nominative case. So whenever you have a preposition like in or ek or apo, then you have to have one of the cases that's not nominative, either the genitive, the dative, or the accusative case that follows it. In this case here, in takes the dative case, in hero. Now let's see. You used all the words, yes. You have paideia, pa Jesus, kai Adolphos. So Jesus and a brother, Adolphos, does not have the article. Euriscosin are finding children in, and we should supply the article with here. So I'm writing it. I don't know if you can see it. In to hero, in the temple, because in temple you would never find in the New Testament in temple. It would have to be in to hero, in the temple. Very good work. Thank you, group one. Group two, you had a different sentence. You had ho Ioannes, and you had the word do. Let's see. That was a mistake because you don't know the verb for do. So my mistake. I'll see what you did with it. Jesus, Heurisco, books, daimonion, temple, and inn. So if you would give me group two, the sentence you made.
Sir, ho Ioannes. Ioannes.
Okay. John.
Kai Jesus.
Okay. You added Jesus. Oh, no, you didn't. He was already in your list. Okay. This is breathing.
Horisco usin.
Okay.
Horisco usin. Horisco sin, sorry.
We need to work on pronunciation. I know it's difficult. This word pronunciation is hurisk usin. Hurisk usin. We need to tell the difference between hurisk osin, which would be omega, and hurisk usin. And this is huriskin, huriskusin. Okay, and the rest?
Biblia.
Okay.
Kai. Biblia Kai. Daimonion.
You have to make sure the whole board is visible. Kai,
Demonion. N. Two. No, said Omicron, not Omega. 2.
No, Irfan bhai, omega aega. Omega.
We
Okay.
have the same issue that we had with the last one. It has to be in the dative case because
Yes.
N takes a
Okay,
dative
sir.
case. So it has to be
Okay, sir.
to with the iota
To-
subscript.
To Eron.
Okay. He, ero. I don't know if that's
And-
completely, you can
and
see.
sir- And question mark, sir. And at the end is question mark. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So you made a question of it. So,
We used to do. We changed it for question.
John and Jesus are finding books and is the demon in the temple? Okay, good work. Very good work.
Thank
The
you.
only mistake that we are finding consistently is that to understand that this preposition kai, or not kai, in, every preposition takes a case, and we need to know what case that is. If it were apo, from, then it would have to be the genitive case, tu heeru. We have to know the case that the preposition takes in the words that follow. Because none of the prepositions will take the nominative case. You can't have ek out of or away from, ek out of, ek to heero, dative, no, ek tu heeru, out of the temple. Ek takes the genitive case and in takes the dative case. So we have to know this with the, okay, and we have just enough time to finish the first one for group 3. And you had less words, and we have less time, so that's good. If and ho Jesus, ho Christos, and God. So I think this it was almost from the homework, so you could do this one quickly, right?
Yes, sir. We have done in O Jesus. In
Okay, we're
O,
going to have to do the same thing here because
Jesus.
we're going to have to put Jesus in the dative case. And if you look in chapter 4, I think it's section 4, 4.4, it gives the declension of Jesus and Moses. And the dative case for Jesus would be in to Yesu, without the
Yes.
S, without the sigma at the end.
Okay.
Again, the preposition in must have the dative case, but the helpful thing is that the article always goes with proper names. So in to Yesu, even though Jesus declines in with differently than the other words, the article always declines the same. And the rest of the sentence in no,
In to Yesu
in Jesus,
Christus in I
um,
epsilon iota nu alpha iota theos.
how did you know the infinitive form of the verb to be? That's not until Greek 2. We don't even study infinitives yet. And here you have the infinitive form of the verb eimi, I am, and this means to be. So your sentence says, Christ, well, we have Christ to be in God in Jesus is what I think. Theos should have
Yes,
the
sir.
article, or one of these two, Christos or Theos should have the article in order to show which one is the subject. If it's ha Christos einai Theos, it's in Jesus Christ. It's a difficult sentence to translate. What did you mean by enai? Because I don't think you knew the infinitive to be. You were saying, is this is or are?
This is
Is, okay. The third person singular for Amy is estin. You need to memorize the declension of the verb paradigm, the verb paradigm for the verb emi. I am, you are.
I am.
Emi, a, estin, third person singular. So
yes.
in Jesus Christ is God, or God is Christ in Jesus, or if I put the article here, ha Christos, then I know that Christ is God in Jesus.
Yes, sir.
So thank you very much. You all did excellent work, and it's good to work in groups, and I'm glad that you and I think some of you even finished the second group, but we don't have time to look at those. If you want to send them in, you can, and I'll send back the results to everyone. And thank you for your work today on in the major quiz. Next time we will take up chapter 5, and the homework I will give you will be an introduction to chapter 5 for next week, and you will need to read chapter 5. Chapter 5 is easy. It's just that some verbs contract. We say contract, that means the endings combine together, and it's very easy. We just have to learn the new vocabulary words. So the main job for next time is learning the vocabulary words in chapter 5, list 5, because we keep moving ahead. And make sure that you can understand how to translate simple sentences and that you know how the verb is declined. So now we have passed our time, and so our class comes to an end. If you have questions, you can stay behind. If not, and be sure to look on Moodle for the homework for next time. Good to see you all, and I have a blessed weekend.